some common pictures off the internets that someone's going to be sending to us. And we're supposed to talk about them.
Have at it.
Up. All right, you want to talk about the first one first?
Holy shit, though. It's even worse when the guy's carrying it, though.
Isn't that a gold Sony?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right, here's the first one. Pop it up on the screen. This is an audio file, you might say. He has apparatus constrained by some sort of elastic member.
It's a goddamn mess is what it is.
Yep. It's a very interesting bouquet over there.
Yeah.
He's got a little of everything. It seems like 14 different cables and plugs and connectors. A very worn Apple, what is that, like the camera dock thing or whatever they call that with the two pluggy things?
Camera connected?
Yeah.
It looks like his dog got at it or something.
He does, doesn't it? A lot of tape. Not sure what's going on there. The style factor, it's not high, but it's present. You would look at that and go, that's impressive.
I don't know if that's tape or those are like rubber bands and like
It's a little both, it
Velcro
looks like.
straps. And
Yeah, I don't know. There's some swirly things on the
it looks
cables
like
to
it's
try to
made
keep
to
it
like,
neat.
take it apart in case something blows up or doesn't work.
This is definitely the case of function over form. It looks like it works.
Yeah, it looks like his 1/8-inch connector's bent on that
Looks
Sony
very
there.
bent.
Yeah.
It looks like it hit something.
Yeah. But what is going on here? That's the confusing thing. Because this seems like a bit excessive amount of boxes.
Well, he's got that
gold Sony
dongle
thing.
coming off the iPhone. That's nice because it lets you charge and get looks like a 3.5 millimeter connector off of it. So he's running audio.
So presumably he has power going into the phone. I can't really see with this cable in here what's going on. There's like a little gray cable that looks like coming out of the white battery bank sandwiched in between these units that's charging his phone. And then there's audio coming out this small little thin swirly cable to this bottom box. And it looks like that's where the headphones are plugged in. So what exactly is going on here? Because there's digital, it looks like, going into this bottom big box, and the headphones are plugged into that. But why is there 2 other boxes, or 3 other boxes, in fact? There's that box on the left. It looks like 2 RCAs. Don't really know what that is. And it seems to be connected to a gold Sony Walkman thing with a very bent headphone plug. Concerningly bent.
Yeah, unfortunately, this photo is, if you really knew this gear, I guess, you'd be able to pick it out, but yeah, it's not telling enough.
Well, what's sandwiched in between there, too?
That's a hell of a place to put a gold Sony, though.
Yeah. Strap it on the side.
Presumably, this is either a bit unnecessary overkill. It has like 5 different features, and this is
I think it's multiple
interesting
sources
fellow.
Because he's got a phone, he's got a
it
player.
has to be multiple sources.
Yeah, well, the
You know.
Sony can't stream, so that's why he needs to add a phone if he wants to do any
Yeah,
streaming
and it can't act as a
services.
DAC either.
Yeah.
So it's only a source.
But the way all these rubber bands are like that, it seems more likely that they may just be separate rigs that people kind of like jam together
Yeah.
to look cool.
Maybe
or
he's got
something.
multiple amps there in case he wants to change it up between music or something. I don't know. But it looks like that bottom thing's the amp because with the 4-pin connector coming out of it.
But if you're
4-pin.
bringing that headphone with you portable and you're bringing this big brick,
Yeah, that's a
I
monstrosity.
don't know. I'm not seeing the
Well,
purpose.
you know what would be nice with this is like a carry case. Like, you
Yeah.
need one of those like camera bags or
Little
messenger
satchel.
bags. Yeah, a satchel, right? And
There you
it'd be
go.
a hell of a lot nicer.
Maybe a
looking.
fanny
No.
pack.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is
With some padding.
you need to protect all these connectors. He already has one bent. You know?
Well,
Yeah, that's concerning.
it's all made to face in one direction, so just face it up in the bag.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You could put it in a book bag, do a little foam insert,
Yeah.
keeps the force away than all the little connectors. But I would be very concerned about most of these connectors breaking off. And it looks like one of them's kind of on its way.
Well, I got a better solution. Pick one and just run that.
Yeah.
Right?
I think nowadays you could probably break this down into 2 parts. You know, you get a Diablo and a source in your G2G.
Well, if you're going this far, you could almost bring one of those little like AC battery bank things and just bring a desktop amp with you.
Yeah, all right.
True.
Right? I mean, you bring like a 11 Audio Broadway or something with you and probably get better performance than what's going on here.
This photo is probably a few years old, and
Presumably, yes.
half this stuff probably doesn't even exist anymore. And now we have a lot more powerful portables. So we got another photo, I guess. We're supposed
Yeah,
to
we'll
do?
do the second one.
Oh, all right.
This one I saw before.
Yeah.
Where is
Similar yet different.
Yep. It's apparently a rare sighting of a wild audio file. RS2000E, apparently. Yeah, I don't know what he has going on here, because it seems like a extreme unnecessary selection.
You would think the A&K would run the headphones all by itself without any of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, quite well, actually.
What's the block he's got on the bottom there with like 14 adapters and dongles?
It appears he's running digital and analog out of that A&K, just like the other guy.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the common trend among these two photos is they didn't optimize their setup. See, if I was doing something like this, I think I would probably try to minimize the number of things zip tied together.
Yeah.
But these cables, the lengths are very unnecessary.
It's
And
kind
they're
of
all non-uniform.
You know what it kind of looks like? I think these guys they collect this stuff. They've bought these things over a course of time.
And they want to bring them all with them.
Yeah, and this is the way to do it, right? We're just going to slam it into a brick.
Well, yeah, there's no real
And-
elegant way to do this.
Yeah, and so
Well, that is not elegant.
so
no.
if you wanted to maybe if you wanted to audition headphones other than yours, you have all different kinds of sources and amplifiers to test it with.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're bringing one specific, you know what headphone you're bringing.
Well, yeah.
You think you could optimize it just for that
yeah,
headphone.
just the player alone would work with that one. But
So-
yeah, it's funny. I mean, you know what? This is what they're. I guess you could call this art in one way,
Well.
in one sense, right? It's audio art of at least in their minds, it's audio art. It's
Well, I think this particular guy is doing it more or less for the amusement of the folks around him, because with this headphone selection, that unnecessarily large, complex brick in this environment, it seemed most likely it's not really so practical. And it's just, this is everything I have zip tied together.
yeah. Number
Yeah,
three.
Pretty much.
Number 3.
Number three. I also saw this one before. This looks like a rig that you would bring around to a show to be able to try headphones on multiple amplifiers.
Yeah, he doesn't have multiple sources like the other one.
Again, also unreasonably excessive, but a bit more elegant than the other ones. A little bit of effort put into making it cleanly and portable.
Yeah, the cables. You don't have cables coming out in every direction.
Yeah.
At least not from not from the angle of this photo.
Well, I can't really see what's going on in the back, but
Yeah.
presumably there's something going on.
Yeah.
But there's something set up. I don't know what that white thing is on the side over
He's
there.
got a certain shape going on here. It's like almost like a
Yes, very
slight
stylish.
trapezoidal.
Yeah.
But you get a multitude of options there for your different impedances and sensitivities and
Yeah.
tastes and whatnot, musical preferences. So this one seems to be out of the bunch, the most practical by far, because it looks like it's purpose built for a task, and it's probably short term.
See, I think all this just kind of shows to Goya that there should be like a way, a more organized method of holding portable gear. You know, like we got one of our divisions is Stackzilla, right? We make that crazy rack for the 11 audio stuff. Like, yeah, like this stand here, right?
Yeah.
And you got multiple shelves, and we should have a mini Stackzilla where you could
Stack your
somehow
portables?
clamps portable devices adjustably. So yeah, each shelf is you could stick whatever you want in it and auto adjust for whatever the piece is.
Auto adjust.
Yeah, just spring-loaded clamping mechanisms.
Well, cable
Okay.
management seems like the
To
bigger
either
problem
side.
now.
Yeah.
And protecting all the connections.
Yeah, I think we'd have to throw the cables out the backside. Although on portables, they all come off the top usually, which is kind of
Sometimes they come out
an
both
issue.
sides.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
true. Or three sides.
That's a mess.
Yeah. So I don't know.
There's no universal solution. That's the
Basically,
thing.
this thing's not going to be a rack. It's going to need to have sides and be more of a box.
Yeah.
I want
right.
to build my own system.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I want it to sound this way, and nothing else does.
Mm.
It's the way it works.
Yes. And you don't have the customization when you have a all-in-one done solution that people actually value and respect.
Some companies like I think it was FIO or that they came out with amp modules for the bottom of some of their
Yeah.
Yeah, it never
players and
really
stuff.
Yeah.
that went that far.
They
Yeah.
only made like one or two.
Yeah, I think most people just get the biggest one they make,
Yeah.
and that's it anyway. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, well, that's kind of useless.
Well, what you need is somebody to make a universal standard that other people could use.
Ah,
And unfortunately, that's never really
that would
Yeah.
be different.
People have been trying that for a long time.
Yeah.
because having one company making different modules, that's
Yeah.
messy.
Well, not only that, I could see like different brands and manufacturers. They don't want to make a module for somebody else's piece.
Well, that's the thing. And we need to be some sort of universal standard, but
Yeah.
who's going to adopt it?
Well, technically it exists. You know,
Bluetooth
it's
or
called,
something?
No, well, the little like dongles, Type C or
Yeah,
Lightning.
kind of, but that still
technically.
doesn't really work. Nobody makes typically really neat cable packages and things that fit your phone perfectly. It's very rare to see that. Occasionally, there were a few through time, but
There were a couple manufacturers.
not
I
too
forget who
many.
it was where you can swap out the op amp that they used in it with a few different op amps
Yeah.
for different sound, which is really getting nitty gritty. I think for most people that's just crazy. They're not going to take a screwdriver, open a thing up, and pull out a chip. You know what I mean? So that's kind of those are for people that are like that, are into it.
Right, right.
You know, it's not going to work for the general public. Oh yeah, let's just replace a chip inside the thing.
Yeah,
Change
well,
the sound.
general public isn't looking to strap 15 things together.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I didn't even want one of those.
yeah, right.
So.
Yeah, I don't want one.
Yeah.
So
Which brings us back to, I think there's no policing anyone that has a stack like that, other than they're going to make it themselves, and that's the way it's.
Well,
gonna
I
go,
think
yeah.
people are doing it like that a lot of times, not because necessarily it's better, but because they want to.
Yeah.
They
And we've
want
met
to
some
show
people.
everyone all their gear.
Well, at the shows, we met some people that and they're really proud of it and they're really into that thing, and we get that, you know. And hey, they made it. They made it the way they wanted it. You know, more power to them. You know, it's tough to
nice,
compete with
yeah.
them too, because they think that's the best sounding thing there is on the planet for them, and I get that.
You
for
could
them.
configure it to your liking.
Yeah.
And that's why it'd be nice to have a universal standard. We
Well-
were kind of talking about this for years.
it's
It'd be
also
nice
upgradable.
if someone
you
would
know?
do that.
You could always
You could
change,
change
a
stuff
component,
out.
right? You don't throw the whole thing out. You know?
Right.
Well, HDMI was a universal standard. Look how fucked up that's been, to excuse the French, for
Well,
years.
yeah, everything's kind of
I
like
mean,
that, right?
Jesus, it
USB's
took-
the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It was supposed to be something where all consumers would just use one cable and plug everything in. And
Yeah.
holy
Sort of.
crap, that took a dozen years to straighten out.
USB is still the same place, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 different standards and stuff. They all work. They're compatible, but you need to have the right cable for the right situation. And they're not all compatible. They're not all made right. And that's a strange one. But Linus now is finally actually testing these things, which is interesting to see.
I'm glad to see the headphone connectors are starting to narrow down to like 4-pin XLR
Yeah.
and 4.4 millimeter.
Mhm.
And we still see a lot of 1/4 inch.
Pretty
but-
much abolished the RSA connector,
Yeah.
which that's
Yeah, right.
that had a lot of faults.
Yeah.
But the new balanced method, the 4.4, is pretty good. So it's good to see that starting to
It's
get more
nice
and more
to narrow it
adoption.
down,
It's a
you
decent
know.
connector.
So people don't have to have 6 different cables
Yeah.
You know,
to plug into the whole stack of stuff that they got
right.
with
But
adapters.
unfortunately, we're still in a place where it is like all these things have different outputs,
Yeah.
right? It is still kind of tricky to ensure that you have the right plug on your gear. And then sometimes you need to go from this connector to this connector with this right length. Sometimes you need a right angle connector. That's why it'd be nice if everything could be wireless, which is theoretically possible.
Well,
But right now the adoption and there's challenges. And
Yeah, it's that whole battery thing. Like, we figured that out. Sticking a big enough battery in a headphone that likes to see a watt of power is a lot of
There's
weight.
challenges,
That's
yeah.
That's a serious battery. So you're
Yeah.
better off to carry that thing, whatever has the battery in it.
well, and you got the wild card of like the Sony in particular. It's got a proprietary
Solid copper.
No, well, yeah, so it's heavy. But on top of that, proprietary power plug, which
Right.
we lost the one for this one since.
Oh yeah.
I'm still looking
Yeah, we
for
got to
it.
get one of those.
Yeah, we gotta
It's
get
here
one.
somewhere.
It's here somewhere.
Good luck with that.
Well,
that-
Type-C is being adopted pretty well. But unfortunately, there's quite a few devices that still aren't actually using Type-C properly. They have the connector, but it's not. It doesn't have a proper interface. So if you plug it into a Type-C compliant charger, it won't negotiate its voltage and power properly. So it won't charge unless you have a USB 2.0 Type-C connector.
Oh my God, let's not even go here.
Yeah, no, they,
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Anyway, there you go. We looked at a couple pictures of what people had to do to do. I think today there's a lot more compact solutions available where it wasn't so much.
It's getting
before.
better.
Yeah.
Not that fast, but
So
it is getting better.
You can get it down to 1 or 2 pieces now. And,
Well, hopefully.
For portable. So anyone who's new to this, looking at this, no, this is not what you need to do to go portable.
Well, this is the exception.
Yeah, these are people who want to customize their rigs and put them in the trunk or whatever they do, back seat or
enthusiasts is what they're called.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And more power to them. That's what the world's all about, man. Being an individual, right? Yeah. If anyone's got a rig they want to show us, by the way, we're on Instagram and Twitter. Just do Abyss headphones, and throw up a picture. It'd be
Yeah,
cool.
maybe
It'd be
we'll
cool to
check
see.
it out.
Cool, yeah. And neatness. We're going to judge it by neatness. So neatness
Yeah.
counts. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to value the performance over the internet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It's hard to see that.
but yeah, by all means, throw up some photos. We'll take a peek at them and be happy to tee you up. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thumbs us up if you like these videos, and make sure to subscribe to us so you know it's coming.